everyone. I'm gonna be doing the demo with the full bloom transfer tonight. I kind of started it a little bit early just so that I wouldn't have trouble with the layers, because I want to put this on the other side over here as well. Let me just, let's see. Hi Erica. Let's see, I'm just trying to put my comment here. Let's see if I can figure this out. Every time I come on, I try to figure out how to pin the comment, and I just, oh look right here. Hi Susanna. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. I actually got it to work for the first time. All right, so we had our little poll going a couple days ago, whether it was going to be a chalkboard or the cabinet door. So I went through the cabinet doors I had, and I thought that the white cabinet door would come out really nice on, because everything would stand out really well. And so I did this part just a few minutes ago, just so it would be dry to put the second layer on. So, oh, I'm like, who else is watching? Hi, Jeff.
Hey!
So like usual, I have my tub of water off to the side. So as I use my transfers, I'm gonna be putting them in the water. It's right off on the side here. So I'm just gonna put this towel here for just a second, just so I can show you what I am doing. So I cut the transfer apart, and I've labeled the pieces. Oops. So that I know, I mean, this one's pretty easy to figure out what it goes to. But I know which side I'm sticking it on, so I don't have to worry about that. But you know, a piece like this, you definitely want to label so that you can, you know, I mean, I have probably, 20 pieces that look like that. Oh, the dogs were just about to fight. So, because this is a brand new transfer and I've never used it before, if I take this and stick it right on the cabinet door, it's gonna be like tough to pull up. If I were, he's on the chair behind me. Do not let him jump on the table. As hilarious as that would be. And now I'm like all distracted. So I wanna take the transfer off the backing, and just be careful, because the weird shape of this, it's gonna kind of like roll back on itself. All right. So now I want to take it and stick it down. Now this towel, like I've used this towel before, so I know it's not going to put like tons of pieces of lint all over the back of this. But you do want it to get like a little bit of lint. You could also stick it, like if you had just like a t-shirt on or something, you could stick it right to your shirt and kind of pull the transfer off. It just kind of like makes it not quite as sticky. And I'm just being extra careful that I don't have it roll back on itself and the sticky part touches the sticky part. Now every single transfer I have has dog hair stuck on it. Surprise, surprise. So I can see there's a couple pieces on there. So now this is a two-part transfer. Obviously I did the bottom part first, and now this is the trick. You just kind of have to slide it, and I don't know how well this is gonna work. But then I'm gonna, I don't know, I'll probably just, maybe, hold on. Just so that I can work with it a little bit easier, I'll stick it on there. Just so I'm not fighting it. Let's see. This is like a stressful one. Now I've seen other people do this, and I don't know how, it should be lining up just like that, but that looks pretty good. Again, if it comes out bad, I can always redo it. Oh, actually that that's pretty good. So now when I put the first layer on, I lined it up with the edge here. So I guess this doesn't work like that. So now I'm not worried about pressing it down over here. I just want to press it down where I'm actually going to be putting the chalk paste. Look at that, what a husband Jeff is. He left us. All right, so the color that I used for the first layer was Bubblegum. And I was thinking of putting the magenta, like where the flowers are, and then doing mocha for where like the branch is. I'm gonna see how well that's gonna work. Let's see. Let me just move this chair out of the way so that I don't fall on it. All right. So I'm gonna make sure I have the chalk paste at the right consistency. So again, you just kind of, so now this I could tell already is a little dry. I have my spray bottle of water. Just spray a little in there. You just want it to be the consistency of yogurt, like a Greek yogurt. Could you move the chair back? Like I tried to move it out of my way so I don't trip on it, and he's
he likes the chalk.
Okay, if it didn't make everyone motion sickness, you know, moving the camera, I would show you the dog is up on the chair next to, he probably won't jump up here, but Carton will. All right, so that's good right there. Now let me get the mocha ready. Now this may or may not work. Oh, this one's really dry.
Do you have a spray bottle?
I do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this. I mean, it's still good, but this is going to take work.
Should be like chocolate pudding consistency, and it's more like a Hershey candy bar right
it's
now.
More like a Hershey Kiss. Shoot. So it's not the end of the world if your chalk paste dries out. This will totally come back. Oh, so now you know I didn't look at the chalk paste before he went live. But I feel like I just used this one, so I feel like I just used it the other day, so maybe I didn't. I would have checked. All right. It's just gonna take a little work here.
And by midnight, this video will be done.
Shut up. All right, I don't know what else I could do with this. Let's see. I really don't have another color out here I could. All right. Just gonna keep mixing it. Just so you can see it does come back to life. So these are the other pieces. I'm gonna out that, and you know what? Will you keep mixing this?
Sure.
Just try not to like flick it out of the container. Just try to, don't worry about stirring up off the edges. Just kind of, just around the bottom. All right, I'll just put that aside so I don't knock it over. So I'm gonna put this one on up in this corner. So now this was a cabinet door that was actually used, so it does have holes in it. I'm not sure how I'm gonna hide that, but for now I'm just gonna kind of just, you know, see if it kind of hides itself when I put the chalk paste on it.
You might need a little more water.
Let me see. All right, this, and now again, this is the bubble gum. Just kind of put a little on. So I have a bunch of squeegees here, so I'm just gonna go along and.
The dogs are mesmerized, by the way.
By what you're stirring?
Yeah.
They probably just think it's food.
Carton. It's baby food, Carton.
It looks like something else. I was trying not to say anything before.
Yeah, like chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you just want to make sure that you're wiping away your excess and putting it right back in the container. Oops, I missed a spot. All right. And now this is kind of a weird shape, but you want to make sure, you don't want to just kind of pull it off like that. You want to make sure you don't want to pull on the diagonal because you can stretch the transfer. Oops. See what I mean? This one's a lot stickier. You want to use some pressure, but you don't want to, you don't want to stretch them out because especially like this one isn't going to line up to do the other part over it. Also, if you stretch it out, then when you go to use it again, you're gonna get air bubbles. If you get air bubbles out here, it's not a big deal, but if you get air bubbles where your design is, it's gonna, you're gonna get kind of like globs of the chalk paste. All right, let me see. Oh, perfect, see? Came back to life. Thank you.
God, I didn't need to do an arm workout at the gym.
See, who knew? All right, now that we got that, let me just get some of this out of the way here. So I'm gonna try doing the, like as I was saying with doing the little purple color, I'm sorry, magenta. Let's see, where I have the flowers. Be like as careful as I can. Oh my gosh, I'm like, can't like talk and do this at the same time. All right. Again, all the time I'm going to keep going back and putting my extra back in. Because it really doesn't take much. Oops, let me just get this little part here. I mean, this doesn't need to be, the way the design is, it's not going to be perfect. And I'm just going to be really careful not to like mix my colors together. I mean, I don't care on here if I mix it together. I just want to wipe it off with a paper towel in between. Right. So now I'm going to use my little trick of lifting this up as I go. So that way, ooh, I like it so far.
Ooh. Very nice.
So it's just gonna take me a little bit longer to do it this way, but I think it's worth it because then I don't have to worry about it drying on there. Where's the cap? And then you guys get like a little sneak peek as I go. Right. So tonight I'm just going to show this layer on this side. Then when I'm off camera, I'll go and I'll do the other side just so that you don't completely die of boredom waiting for this to dry and all of that. All right. again, I'm just gonna kind of lift a little bit. And if I lift at a part that I didn't chalk yet, I'm just gonna push it down a little bit. Oh, I really like this one. I feel like I'm like holding my breath as I do this. Like silence. That's why I always say, I'm like, I wish Facebook allowed you to have music, because especially doing stuff like this, it's like I need music. Oops, I see a little bit that didn't have paste on it. I may come back in too and add some flowers around the wording that I'm gonna put in the middle. Let's see, I have like a little bit right here.
Oh, Susanna's watching. Hi, Suey.
Hi, Susanna. Let's see. It's like a little, this is a little tedious.
If anything, maybe the Jeopardy music while you're doing this.
Something, right? Seriously though, I feel like I'm holding my breath because I just don't want to mess up. Jeff, but you could share this like while I'm doing it.
You could?
Yep, in the bottom left-hand corner. Do you see the little, where it says, oh, you're not even watching.
I just clicked out of it.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Oh, I pulled a little bit off. That's all right. Nobody will even know. I can touch it up. All right, here's the...
I shared it.
Thanks. I lifted off a little part of it. All right, we're almost almost there.
I went to take a nap over here.
Shut up. I think he's just jealous because I haven't like let him chalk in forever. We should do like a Marini versus Marini night.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And I'll do like that one that I watched the other night that was Colleen and Jessica. I'll go one-handed against you, two-handed.
Oh, stop it.
That would be hilarious. All right, almost done. One little part left. All right. All right. So, oh my God, I feel like so stressed right now. So right here, the transfer touched and lifted it off. And over here, I don't know, it just didn't line up right there. So, but it still looks cool. Let's see. So this, I'll probably go back in and I'll just touch it up with a paintbrush. I'm just gonna let it dry a little bit before I go and do that though. All right, so now we'll put, Susanna likes the Marini versus Marini.
I see that.
I like that too. Hi, Rita. All right, so I'm gonna kind of like, I don't know. Oh, see, I almost forgot. So because it's a brand new transfer, you wanna stick it down on some fabric to like, kind of like defuzz it a little bit. Because otherwise, like if I had stuck that down, I probably would have really stuck and I would have stretched it out. Now, I just want to make sure that I don't have air bubbles in here. There's one right here, I could feel it. Some people will use the squeegee to kind of press this down. I would rather use my hands so then I could feel if there's an air bubble. If you use the squeegee, you're not going to notice. the dog. So I'm gonna go with the magenta for the words. And I'll do all of it in magenta. All right, I could feel this is kind of starting to dry a little bit. This may lift when I pull it off. I think because I've had this open, it's kind of drying a little. I'm just switching to a bigger squeegee so I could go a little quicker. The dog is getting... Jeff, don't make him growl. Jeff is scratching him. He likes it, but he growls because that's how our dogs are. Oops, little part right there. All right, and remember we're gonna pull straight across because we don't want to pull diagonally. So there we go. And again, right into the water that I have on the side here. So now after this is all dry and I clean my transfers off, I'm gonna come back and do the same thing that I did here, right on this side. And then I think I might take like a little portion and kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, gotta spruce it up. There's stuff missing a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. That's awesome. So, so now to wash the transfers, I'll just kind of slide this out of the way. Let's see. So this is my little bucket I have here. So I just kind of, this is what I do off camera. I've been using these little spoons. I thought it was a good idea. They're honestly kind of a pain. I need to get little plastic sticks. I feel like I'm wasting a lot. But, so, I can't, is there any?
You used to have the little
Well, I used
ones,
wooden
right?
sticks, but the wood sticks dry out the chalk paste.
Oh.
Because they're so dry, like, you know, they do. Trust me. Right, our wonderful mocha chalk paste that looks gross. Let's see if I can get some of this off and I'll just show you. All right. And again, remember to always put the inner cap back on. Now when I close these up for the night, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna clean this off, clean the edge off, and so that it stays nice. So it isn't like how it was when we started today. All right, so all you do is you just kind of, you can take a squeegee and just kind of get the little excess off right in the water. You don't need a lot of water in your, you know, in your little bucket that you have to the side. So usually I'll just take it like this, so that's, you know, pretty clean. Then I'll just run it under the faucet with cool water. Then you want to make sure when you put it to dry, here, let me just put this, oh no, let me just move that back a little. So when you take it out and you've rinsed it, I mean, like this would be fine like this, but so I have it right now. I put it the sticky side down. Now this is just kind of the way I do it. I mean, I'm sure other people do it. And I just kind of use my hands and kind of squeegee it off, get the excess water off. Now, make sure that you don't leave it like this because you don't want it to dry like that. And then you just flip it over and leave it the sticky side up. The other thing you can do too, which I don't do this every time I use them, but you can use like a Clorox wipe or a Lysol wipe and kind of, you know, wipe off the extra, because sometimes some of the chalk paste, especially when you have it sitting in there, will kind of get stuck between them. And that also helps bring back the stickiness. Now this is wet and it's already sticky, so one other thing too, because this was such a weird shape, when I was pulling it off, I had to be really careful. You don't want it to fold back on itself or stick. If that happens, you don't panic. Take it to the sink and you want to just run it under water and it'll make it so that you can pull it apart. If you try to pull it apart without putting the water on it, it might rip off part of the stickiness, which on this one, like if it was out here, that's not such a big deal. But if it were near the design, you could, mess up the design and then the transfer wouldn't work the way that it should. The squeegees, I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. Just run them under water. They come clean. You don't have to do anything else to them. And just let everything air dry. You don't want to dry these with a hair dryer or anything like that, which is why I did that in stages today with the sign I made today. Well, that just sounded like a lot of words that didn't make sense.
How about a microwave?
Okay, that would be a bad idea as well, but thanks for the suggestion. So anyway, you don't want to use a hairdryer to dry it because this material will, kind of start to melt, or even the mesh, the silkscreen mesh there, that could also melt. It's best if you want to do something where you're going to use it more than one time to either work really quick, which I actually tried to do that, the 2 layers, I'm sorry, not the 2 layers, the 2 like pink layers first in each corner. But when I went to do the second one, even though I just picked it up and put it back down, I think because it's got, a bunch of openings, it just didn't work out well. So sometimes you can go a couple times, in a row with a transfer, but usually it's best to just wash it off, wait for it to dry, and then go again. All right, let me just see if anybody has no comments.
Why don't you show them the finished product? What kind of finished product from last time?
From last time?
No, from tonight. Instead of a bucket of water.
You don't want to.
Final thing.
You don't want the bucket of water with with our light fixture in it. And you could probably see like the camera too, or my phone rather. That's very dangerous, having the phone over the water. My luck anyway. So there it is up close. I don't know. With the delay, I can't see it yet. Come on. So that's it. All right. So if you haven't already, definitely join the VIP group. If you scroll a little further down the page, you can see where you could just click on it and ask to join. So in the VIP group, I can offer specials and savings that I can't offer on my business page because it's not fair to other designers. So I just kind of started doing that. I added some things to the VIP group. I created a little file for birthdays, so you can enter your birthday in, and then I'm gonna figure out something to do during that, during each month. All right, well, everybody enjoy your night.
Apple turnover time.
Yes, it's apple turnover time. I hope I didn't disappoint by not making them during this live. Maybe I'll do a live of making apple turnovers. I don't know. All right, have a good night, guys.